Hi, my name is Ng Jia Hong. I'm the leader of Group 8. Today we're going to present about entrepreneur profile. The entrepreneur we interview is called Chris Lee Tek Wong. Here is the content later we're going to present about like introduction, entrepreneur background, company background, the entrepreneur before starting the venture, the entrepreneur at the time he started the venture, and conclusion. I'm going to present about introduction. The enterprise Songshan Motors Senjang Berhad is operated by Chinese entrepreneur Chris Lee Tek Wong, aged 39 years old, born in Kota Baru, Kelantan. He started the business by taking over the business from his family. He's the third generation to take over this business, and the business has started since his grandparents. He joined this business in 2011, aged 27. As a young, he still has not yet done entrepreneur thing till the age of 25. He started planning to come back hometown. Previously, he worked as government servant in University Malaya Medical Center KL and take over business since he does not have any sibling willing to take over this business. Then I going to present about entrepreneur background. Chris Little he's 39 years old, born in Kota Baru, Kelantan. His education background is diploma in medical laboratory technology. He's the third generation to take over the business. The business started with his grandparents and also is the major factor which led Mr. Chris to take over the business. In the reply of the interview, we can see that he is looking forward to his grandfather because he came from China with nothing and he can grow from zero until able to pass the fortunate to the third generation. And I will lead to my roommate to present about the next part. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Chajui, and today I'm going to introduce you to Mr. Chris company, which is named as Songshan Motors Sendian Berhad. So this company has been passed down for 3 generations, which started at 1979 to 2023. Songshan Motors Sendian Berhad is a private limited company and is a new and rebuilt truck dealers industry where it targets on customer of the industry who wants to buy trucks. So his grandparents is the first founder for this company. His grandparents started the enterprise Songshan Motors Sendian Berhad with buying and selling scrap metals in around 1960. They also bought like scraps such as scrap airplanes and cars from army camp, then sold it again. And around 1975, they started to channel in the use of motorcycle industry, buying used cars and motorcycles, refurbishing and selling them. So within 1918, they started doing their own financing facility to buyers for this used vehicle. So until then, it was passed to Mr. Chris' parents and passed to Mr. Chris. That's all for me, and I will pass to my next group member.
Hi, it's my turn to presenting my part, which is the entrepreneurs, Mr. Chris, before starting the ventures. Mr. Chris has a previous working experience, and he is government servants at Universities Malaysia's Medical Centers KL. His role models is his grandfathers, and this is because he's looked up to his grandfathers because he came from China without nothing, and he can grow from zero until able to pass the fortunes to the third generations. And the intentions of Mr. Chris is to be an entrepreneur is in the age of 25. At this time, he is planning to come back from hometown where previously he was working as a government servant at University Malaysia Medical Center KL. And the background of grandparents is his grandparents came from China and started this business starting with buying and selling scratch metals in around years of 1916. They bought the scratch airplanes and cars from armed camps then sold it again. Around years of 1975, they started to channel in the used car and motorcycle industry. Buying used car or motorcycles, refurbished and sold it out again. Within 9 years of 1918, they started doing their own financing, which is credit loans, facilities to buyers for this used vehicle. Challenge they facing between years of 1916 until years of 1918 only be able to do business in small scale or home-based due to limitations of business capital and lack of expertise.
Hi, my name is Wong Wei Chong, and I'll be presenting the entrepreneur at the time he started the venture. Mr. Chris Lee Teck Woon, the operator of Soon Seng Motors 1979 Sendirian Berhad, had a primary motivation for starting a business during the age of 25. It was until he came back to his hometown and decided to take over the business passed down by his parents by the age of 27 and led Mr. Chris to start his venture in his current business. The main goals for Mr. Chris at the time were to maintain the legacy of his family business. Besides, Mr. Chris aims to transform the business from non-profit to a profit business due to the company were facing financial problems and slowly being non-profitable since the year of 2000. Mr. Chris also had a vision of making his company become valuable in terms of clients' database and capital. Mr. Chris believes that solving problems for clients is equivalent to his company's earning. Meanwhile, product is always the second thing. Towards employees, partners, debt, etc., Mr. Chris has beliefs such as a business owner need to understand and familiar with everything in operation in order to become a good team leader for all employees. Besides, prompt payment to all suppliers and being honest to every customer are also one of Mr. Chris' beliefs. As an entrepreneur, Mr. Chris seeks to establish a lifestyle business by making his company as one of the most influential players in Kelantan in among the truck selling industry. The business growth orientation of Mr. Chris' company changed over time by setting the goal to be able to manipulate a certain percentage of share market in the truck selling industry in Kelantan. When Mr. Chris started his venture, he only had a few resources to start with, which were the seniors and friends from the same industry, suppliers, and the internet. That's all for my part. Now I'll pass the turn to the next teammate.
Alright, next is the risk orientations faced by Mr. Chris at the time when he started the ventures. The risk orientations faced by Mr. Chris is high rejections of loan by the banks and fluctuations of market demands. The mistake and challenge faced by Mr. Chris was taking more extended time and the wrong strategy to create a company financial track record, which struggling him to decide due to the lack of experience. He also facing human resources issues with the workforce management and hiring. This is because he do not channel in the proper target group of the customer when doing marketing and too aggressive on doing marketing. Also not aware about back office operations. For example, accounting, and taxations. Next is the business plan. Mr. Chris do not do any business plan as the business is the third generation's business that his grandparents and parents handed down for him. He also moving forward based on the target goal with a proper mindset and current market situations. At all, the business is handed down by his grandparents and grandparents. He still target to make the business transform from a not-profit company to a profitable business. And this causing Mr. Chris not to be prepared doing start out as he was new to the industry with no education backgrounds in automotive or business. Alright, next is the risk orientations faced by Mr. Chris at the time when he started the ventures. The risk orientations faced by Mr. Chris is high rejections of loan by the banks and fluctuations of market demands. The mistake and challenge faced by Mr. Chris was taking more extended time and the wrong strategy to create a company financial track record, which struggling him to decide due to the lack of experience. He also facing human resources issues with the workforce management and hiring. This is because he do not channel in the proper target group of the customer when doing marketing and too aggressive on doing marketing. Also not aware about back office operations. For example, accounting and taxations. Next is the business plan. Mr. Chris do not do any business plan as the business is the third generation's business that his grandparents and parents handed down for him. He also moving forward based on the target goal with a proper mindset and current market situations. At all, the business is handed down by his grandparents and grandparents. He still target to make the business transform from a not-profit company to a profitable business. And this causing Mr. Chris not to be prepared doing start out as he was new to the industry with no education backgrounds in automotive or business.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Haikal bin Ahmad. I come from SPF 1. So today, I want to talk about my part. So first, Miss Chris Lee Teck Woon starting the venture, goal and value were primarily driven by market needs. As he recognized the changing demands and trends, his goal evolved to align with this shift. The prospect and the target clients evolving business model constantly demand adjustment, promoting he recesses and relied his value to accommodate these changes. The growth of the venture necessitated a shift in risk orientation. As this business expand, operational costs and the bank commitment increased significantly. This heightened risk profile forced he to reassess the risk appetite and adopt a more cautious approach. Balancing growth opportunities with financial prudence became imperative to sustain and propel the venture forward. With the growth of the venture also, need for a control became more pronounced. Managing the cash flow and back office operation, including accounting and taxation, emerged as the critical aspect of maintaining financial stability and compliance. This realization compelled he developed stronger control mechanism to ensure the smooth functioning of the business. One key mistake he made was being overly dependent on employees, business partner, and customer. Through his experience, he learned a lot to not place complete trust or reliance on single entity when it's become to the business or financial matter. Building strong relationship is essential, but maintaining a certain degree of independence and vigilance ensure the greater control and mitigates risk. Fortunately, he has not encountered moment where the venture was on the brink of failure. This resilience can be attributed to the true planning, including contingency measure for the worst case scenarios, such as the recent challenge posed by the COVID-19 pandemic and associate lockdown MCO. Miss Chris Lee Tae Woo also being prepared for the unseen circumstances enable him to navigate the critical crossy road and make his vital decision that protect the venture stability and growth. That's all from my part. I will pass to my member. Thank you so much.
Hello, my name is Kun Yong Tian. Now I am going to make a conclusion for this assessment. So in conclusion, we learn from this entrepreneur's experience that the key of success factors in business was strategic planning, consistency, discipline, and adaptability. Entrepreneurs also emphasize the importance of accumulating capital and cash reserves. This financial flexibility enables them to seize opportunities such as acquiring or forming joint ventures with struggling truck dealership companies, expanding their market presence and leveraging synergies. Entrepreneurs also priority being aware of market change, recognizing the significance of adapting their businesses to evolving industry dynamics. By sharpening these strategies and staying ahead of market needs, they aim to build ventures that can withstand the test of time, envisioning sustainability for 10 to 15 years. By incorporating these lessons and focusing on key success factors, aspiring entrepreneurs can navigate the dynamic business landscape and increase their chance of building sustainable and thriving ventures. Thank you.